Yo, this is Bench Gamer here. So I think somebody on one of my comment sections, whether it was in my community posts or in my comment videos for my video comments, somebody asked me whether or not I was going to cover future gacha games, and I think what they were referring to primarily was Ananta, this game that I'm showing you in my shitty phone video right now, because I can't actually record. My laptop is too shit for that. So why am I not going to be, well, that's not really true. I'm saying I'm not going to be covering future gacha games, which is something that I have said in the past that I am pretty adamant about not being like this gacha person who covers all of these gacha games outside of HoYoverse games, because to be frank, covering the HoYoverse games right now or just playing them is taking a lot of my time. I'm already enjoying all of the gacha games I'm playing right now. And something that I've realized over the past year or two is that I am in fact not really a gacha player. I didn't get into Genshin Impact because it was a gacha game. I didn't play HoYoverse games because they were gacha games. I played them because they were fun games. And something that I have also realized, like treading, like going to all of these other gacha games like Nikkei, like Arknights. Actually, Arknights I played before Genshin Impact. I keep on saying that, but Arknights is exception. But all these other gacha games like Fate Grand Order, like Fire Emblem Heroes, like Epic 7, I don't really enjoy them to the same, nearly to the same level as HoYoverse games. And a large part of that is the production values. A large part of that is also the gameplay. Believe it or not, I do like the gameplay of Genshin Impact. I like Honkai Star Rail's gameplay, much less so, but I still enjoy it. And I really enjoy Zenless Zone Zero's combat. So why am I mentioning all this? Well, the reason why is that I am seeing a lot of people getting hyped up about new gacha games, and they're going to obviously cover them because a lot of the people I'm watching are also content creators, and they have to cover these games because, well, they have an audience, and their audience is going to move over to some other game, and they want to get in on the hype while it lasts so that they can make some money. And they're probably also bored of playing the same game all the time. However, that is not the case for me. One of the things about me is that I like repetition. I like being in a stable spot. I like having things stay in a pattern. And this pattern that I'm going on, that I'm treading, this gacha pattern, is getting a bit too much for me. I've already said in the past that three HoYoverse games is pretty much my limit. I'm playing alternate accounts now as well. I've already given up my free-to-play gacha Genshin Impact account for the time being. After I get back into streaming, I think I'm going to pick it up again. But right now, playing like 6 accounts is just too much, and I don't really feel the need to play these other future gacha games, which, to be frank, I am not nearly as excited for as a lot of you guys, I think. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because I don't really see anything in these gacha games. Like the trailer that I just showed you right now, it has probably maybe in total maybe like 12 seconds of actual gameplay. Out of 2 minutes and 20 seconds, it probably has maybe less than 20 seconds of actual gameplay. Everything else, I think, is just cutscenes. And we've already seen cutscenes. We know that the cutscenes don't actually represent the game. A lot of the stuff that they're showing you here in this Ananta trailer, I will be very surprised if it actually makes it into the actual game. Some of the like battle scenes that I've been seeing are like, it's not really that impressive. Yes, they are graphically impressive for a game of like this kind that has to run on a mobile platform as well as a PC, but it's not like they don't have like a gigantic group of NPCs that are walking around you. And even if they did, I'm not sure I would be that impressed because I don't come from like a background of gacha games where if a gacha game does something that another game has already done for before, like for example Grand Theft Auto, it's not immediately more impressive just because an anime gacha game does it, if you know what I mean. I've already played Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm probably going to play Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm probably going to get a PS5 Pro. I'm going to play all these other games that are not gacha games that basically do these games but better while sacrificing the gacha angle, while sacrificing the character angle. For me, these gacha games are primarily about the characters, and then the gameplay, and then the world building. The world building and the gameplay sometimes switch places, but when I look at a game like Ananta, I'm just thinking to myself, well, what is it going to offer me that I can't get in these other games? Because I'm not just going to play gacha games, right? I don't know if this is kind of like insulting to gacha players, but I truly do believe that Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Zenless Zone Zero, in their own ways, do offer something that feels different enough from other games, not even just gacha games, that I'm willing to keep playing them. But I don't think that a lot of these other gacha games do. I feel like a lot of these other gacha games that are not HoYoverse games, maybe Wuthering Waves also doesn't count in that corner. I feel like a lot of these games you're just playing them because you want to do polls. If I'm being extremely frank, I feel like you're just playing them to like get your gacha currency to pull on these characters, and then once you're done pulling these characters, that once the dopamine rush is gone, then you just go do something else with your life. Right. So I think that is a large part of why everybody keeps on searching for the next gacha game, because they want that high again. But that high is becoming less and less high for me. I don't really get as much enjoyment out of these new gacha games as I used to. Like when I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero, right? I wasn't actually having more fun at the beginning of Zenless Zone Zero as I am now. I'm actually having more fun with Zenless right now with this improved 1.3 version of Zenless than I am with the 1.0 version. So why would I want to do that again with another game when I'm already having so much fun in the current version? It's the same with Natlan as well. I'm having more fun with Natlan than I was with Fontaine. So why would I quit Genshin Impact? It doesn't make any sense. I only have so much limited time in my life. And to do that all over again with Azure a game that only has female characters, is not really my type of thing. I don't really care for Azure even has Pokemon mechanics. Like, not to be a Hoyo show, but HoYoverse has already basically leaked that they're going to make their own Pokemon game, so I might as well just play that instead. And I probably can use the same HoYoverse account for that as well. So just remaining in the same like ecosystem, I guess. It's not really a bad or good thing, it's just comfortable for me. Arknight's Enfield I will probably check out because it's Arknights, but I also don't feel too enthusiastic about the gameplay that I'm seeing. It kind of just looks like, what's it called? Fate, not Fate, Tales of Arise or Tales of series, but worse. Some people have also compared it to Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Combat. I'm much less familiar with Xenoblade, but I do have Xenoblade 3. Again, I've told you guys that I'm not just a gacha player. I have all these other like non-gacha games installed on my devices already, and I just haven't played them. So it's like I already have such a big backlog. So that's Arknight's Enfield, that's Azure Pomelia. Ananta, I've already told you, I think it looks great, but a lot of the things that look great about it feel like they're cutscenes. I don't know why people are so psyched about this game when a lot of the things that they are showing feel like they're a little bit too good to be true. There are some things that show promise, like the fact that they've showed sometimes some things here, like I believe they showed some like real life activities, like mini games that you can do, like playing darts. You can like go to the gym, you can drive a car, but like come on. When I look at this, right, this just looks like GTA or Spider-Man. Like the fact that you can hang on like one of these pictures over here, over here, over here. Like this just looks like Spider-Man to me. Like that's not a bad or good thing. Obviously, Genshin Impact also took a lot of things from not Spider-Man, but from Breath of the Wild. So the fact that they're taking things from other games that aren't Breath of the Wild and they're doing their own spin on it is overall a good thing. But like I've already played Spider-Man, man. I played 10 minutes of Spider-Man 2 and I kind of quit that game for Genshin Impact. I kind of thought to myself, maybe I should just go back to Genshin. I already played Spider-Man 1. So it might just be me. I feel like a lot of these games are just like being considered in the same pile because they're gacha games, but I'm also kind of, I don't know how to say it. I feel like the idea of gacha games as a genre is kind of a misnomer because they're really, really different when it comes to gameplay. Honkai Star Rail's gameplay is very different from Zenless, which is very different from Genshin Impact. And the fact that I like them all is much more of a coincidence of them all being HoYoverse games rather than them actually being similar. I think the fact that they're gacha games kind of hides the fact that the gameplay is very different. And the fact that the gameplay in this game looks so much like Grand Theft Auto, which I'm not even the biggest fan of. I'm a much bigger fan of Breath of the Wild than I am of Grand Theft Auto. And Spider-Man 1, I've already played so much that I feel like I don't want to play it again, even if it is in an anime style. Ananta has a lot of good things going for it. Surely a lot of people who like Grand Theft Auto, who like Spider-Man, who like anime style games, is going to like this game if it runs well, if it looks like even 50% as good as it does in this trailer. But it's just not for me. I might check it out if it becomes really popular just by the gravity of its popularity. I might check it out when it does come out, but just the gameplay, there has to be like gameplay I'm actually interested in, and I don't see that as much in Arknight's Enfield. I don't see that as much in I even feel like Azure Pomelia has more interesting looking gameplay than this one, solely because I've seen more of Azure Pomelia's actual gameplay than Ananta. If Ananta turns out to be half as good as it looks here, then I think you guys are in for a treat. I think the characters look maybe not as distinctive as say Genshin Impact or Honkai Star or Zenless because they have their own style already, but I think they look good enough that they definitely are above average. They don't look as AI generated as the NTE characters, which is like actually a thing. They actually AI generated the characters at least in 2D and then created 3D models off of them. So it's not anywhere near a look. It doesn't look anywhere near a bad game. It's just that from my perspective, the idea of a wholesale like combined gacha genre is kind of dead for me. I just want to play the games I like, and if that turns out to be just HoYoverse games, then so be it. Uh, Turns out I am a Hoyo show. This has been Streamer signing out. I'll see you guys later.